Boris Johnson and President Macron have agreed to step up efforts to prevent people from crossing the English Channel after 27 men, women and a child drowned when their boat sank near Calais as they tried to reach the UK. Well, in the last hour, President Macron said that by the time migrants have arrived on the shores of the Channel in northern France, it's already too late to be dealing with the problem. 5 suspects believed to be linked to the fatal crossing have now been arrested. 2 boats have been brought to Dover carrying around 40 people. Let's get the very latest with my colleague Ben Boulos in Dover.
Yes, Dover is the destination that those migrants were trying to reach when they began that perilous journey yesterday. 27 of them, as we now know, didn't make it. The French authorities now have that grim task of identifying those migrants who died trying to reach the shores of the UK. Of course, it is a difficult task by the very nature of the crossing. It's chaotic. They more likely than not had no documentation, no ID with them. And there are many questions that remain surrounding the circumstances that led to the boat capsizing or going down and leaving them in the water. Did it sink because it was overloaded? Did it hit another vessel? This is one of the world's busiest shipping lanes. And although the conditions today seem clear and calm, you don't have to go too far out before the waters become incredibly choppy at times, and the freezing conditions, no doubt, added to the risks that they faced. Let's get the latest on that situation now from John Donison.
Along the northern French coast, the search for the missing went on long after dark. But with temperatures in single digits, the chance of finding anyone alive increasingly remote. At least 27 bodies have been recovered, the biggest loss of life in the Channel since it became a preferred route of people traffickers.
The first people responsible for this despicable situation are the smugglers. That is to say, criminals who, for a few thousand euros, organise the trafficking of human beings from Iraq, Afghanistan, Africa and Asia.
It's thought around 25 boats like this set off from the beaches of northern France yesterday.
Where are you going now?
Go UK! Go UK! This one, we know, made it across the Channel. But it's a treacherous journey across one of the world's busiest shipping lanes.
This disaster underscores how dangerous it is to cross the Channel in this way. And it also shows how vital it is that we now step up our efforts to break the business model of the gangsters who are sending people to sea in this way.
Last night, the government's Cobra Emergency Committee met and the Prime Minister held an urgent phone call with the French President Emmanuel Macron. Downing Street said the 2 men agreed to step up joint efforts to prevent the crossings.
Any decisions made? Evening.
And to stop the gangs putting people's lives at risk. But people the BBC spoke to at this Calais migrant camp last night said they would keep trying to reach the UK. Uday said he attempted to cross earlier this week, but gave up because the waves were too high.
We need to create safe and legal routes for people to get here through planned resettlement programmes and family reunion. And we also need to have a safe and fair asylum system here so that people, when they've made their journeys, can claim asylum and be fairly assessed.
In Calais last night, people demanding refugees be better treated held a vigil for those who died. After a year of record numbers crossing the Channel, people on all sides of the argument had warned this was a tragedy waiting to happen. John Donison, BBC News.
Well, in London, late into the evening, there was an emergency meeting of the UK government's Cobra committee, the high-level committee that deals with urgent situations. And we're told that at the end of that, there was a call between the UK Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, and the French President, Emmanuel Macron. Well, President Macron has been speaking today and has been calling for greater cooperation among the EU countries to deal with the problem of human trafficking. Let's have a listen to a little bit of what he said.
Quand ces femmes et ces hommes arrivent sur les rivages, When these men and women arrive on the Channel coast, it's already too late. This morning, the Prime Minister had a meeting and we considered all our operational conclusions. We got maximum presence on the border using drones and mobilising our reserves. We need more cooperation from the British because we are guarding the border for the British. These people don't want to live in France. Those who want to live here will take care of them, with centres in Calais and Dunkirk.
Let's get a little bit more now on the French side of things. We can speak to Hugh Schofield, our correspondent who's in Paris. Hugh, it's one thing to call for greater cooperation. Is there any more detail on what that might actually look like in practice?
Not at all. I mean, frankly, that clip of Macron is the first we've heard today from anyone in authority about what they might be considering, and it's all still very much in the realm of generalities. I dare say there are areas in which they can, beef up their presence, maybe, but it's difficult to know what. I mean, this problem has been around for so long. It's not as if there can be any suddenly discoverable avenues of possibility to pursue. He mentioned drones there. There have been problems with drones here in France because of civil rights issues, and the law, I think, is going to be changed to make it easier to fly drones and patrol the coast with them. That will be a change. There's, of course, pressure from the British side to do more and to maybe allow British police to join with the French on patrolling the beaches. I don't think that is going to be a goer. It certainly hasn't been up till now. And though this is a tragic and a dramatic development, I don't think it's of a kind that will change French views on sovereignty when it comes to patrolling the beaches. And then there's the whole question of this greater European cooperation, because that's another area which they are clearly going to have to pursue, because the lesson of all this is that the networks go deep, deep, deep into the heart of Europe.
OK, Hugh, thank you for the moment. Hugh Schofield there for us in Paris.